everyone. So today I'm going to be doing my makeup date for the week. It feels like I'm doing it kind of weekly lately. Um, I'm right now our area is riding out through a heat wave, so if I look seem a little lethargic, that's why. Just like I'm looking outside and I'm like, it is like over 100 degrees outside. I am not out there, thankfully, but definitely feeling the heat. So that's kind of what's going on. If you hear kids in the background, that's because the whole family's home trying to keep cool. That's kind of the deal right now. So let me go through what's been going on this week. I got actually two deliveries from Key Soul Care, and they came in this huge box. I think I ordered like one thing each time because I'm like trying out the brand, and each time they came in like a huge box. So I don't know if they really have any more minimal packaging, like, but I mean, I appreciate their packaging. It's really nice. I just wanted to show you the box because it has this, and I love the affirmations that are on it. Let me show you. Kind of has like, it says you are a masterpiece, a magnificent canvas. And it has all these cool like affirmations that are really awesome. I mean, that's kind of like the whole idea of the brand, so I thought that was cool. I don't know how long I'm going to keep this box around for, but it is handy for, you know, when I have a lot of stuff to share with you guys. So if you hear rustling, that's kind of what's going on. I guess I can show you that stuff first from Key Soul Care. I guess I'll jump right into my purchases. But what was cool was that they had, sorry for the loud noise, they had these, they basically stuffed it with these like flower looking paper, like padding, and so I thought that was really cute and very innovative. So yeah, I don't know, I appreciate creative packaging, but not always necessary, especially when I only buy one thing. So I did buy, like I said, I had two packages. So the two main things that I purchased was actually with their sponge. I'm kind of on a sponge kick right now, so you're gonna see a lot more sponges. And I hope I'm done with my kind of kick here, but one of my empties that you'll see is that is the current sponge I was using, and I've just gotten so sick of it staining, and it's just like not the right texture, and so now I'm just like, what's my new sponge? So that's kind of what inspired that. Let me show you what this sponge looks like. So now I'm gravitating towards like deeper like colors, even black. The Key Soul Care one is purple, it's like royal purple. It's so pretty. So I was like, I'll give that one a try. If you didn't know, Key Soul Care is owned by e.l.f. So I don't know how similar like this sponge is to the e.l.f. one. I've tried the e.l.f. one a good number of times, but I don't have one with me, so I can't necessarily compare, and I shouldn't buy another one just for the sake of comparison, so I'm not going to do that. But I'm excited to try that. And then the other thing I bought is their Be Luminous exfoliator. This is a powder exfoliator and cleanser, so it's in really, really nice packaging. It's like a very sturdy, like acrylic bottle. I haven't even opened it up yet, so it looks like it has kind of a sealant on here. I don't fully know how it even disperses, but it's quite a heavy weight. It has 2.29 ounces in here, or 65 grams, which is a good size. Even the one that I have been enjoying is from Sephora has one, and that one I think is only 25 grams. And then there's another one that I've also been using just like from off of Amazon, and that one's only like 48 grams. So this is a substantial size, and I think despite Key Soul Care being kind of a more, they market themselves as kind of like a luxury brand, I feel like this is a very, very good price point for this type of cleanser. So that's why I picked it up versus like I'm pretty basic with my moisturizers and my other things, and I feel like there's other brands I want to try first before Key Soul Care, but I was like, if I want to try anything, I'm going to try the things that seem to stand out to me. Not that a sponge necessarily stands out, but how many other brands are doing royal purple sponges? Can I justify it that way? Maybe not, but that's how I'm doing it this time. I got a few samples from them as well. Is this all of them? Oh, there's one more. They have this 2-in-1 concealer tint. They have like a ton of shades. It is Alicia Keys is kind of the what is it called, the celebrity behind it, because it's Keys Soul Care, so that's kind of why she's in the face of everything. But yes, so there's some shades I get to try. Trying to see where I can put them in terms of around like my desk here. I think I pretty much got like duplicates of a lot of stuff. They have like this balm that they market as like kind of a good for everything type of thing. They have like a serum here, so I don't think I'll show you guys, but I'll just try them out and to see if any of them are really that special and unique that I actually want to try full size. But for now, I think that exfoliating cleanser is probably what I'm going to start with. Not that I can necessarily say that's like their most exciting thing from their line, but that's what stood out to me. So that's what's going on. All right, in terms of other sponges, like I mentioned, I realized like, oh, I actually do have a black sponge. It was the Sephora body makeup sponge that I bought a while back, and I like basically ruined it by using the wrong kind of sunscreen on it, and it like just reeked and smelled, and I couldn't get it out. But I was like, since I'm not using it, I really should try it if I'm really looking into um like revamping my whole sponge thing. And so I ended up cutting it up because when this thing blows up, it blows up huge. It is way too big for my face because it's a body sponge. So I ended up cutting it up into like kind of actually quarters, I think. And this is what it looks like expanded. So this is already a sizable size, and this is off like the top half of it, right? Like half of this top bit. So given like, I don't know, this is already like, it's a little bit like I feel my hands cramp a little bit when I use it this size, but I'm gonna get through this, probably give it at least 2 weeks. And I'm already realizing that I enjoy using a sponge that's black much more than I do a like a pink sponge. So I'm gonna stick with that. I still have 3 more quarters to go through before I break into these, because obviously you saw that I got to back up because I enjoy the texture enough. This is on sale right now, and I'm really FOMO right now when it comes to sales. So, and then I was like, oh, Beauty Blender makes a black sponge too. And that is their Pro Sponge, and someone in my area was actually selling them for on sale, and so I picked it up. I mean, I hope it's legit, right? You always wonder if it's like, once you buy it off of someone, if it's legit, but they look legit. The packaging at least looks legit. The sponges inside could be a dupe for all I know, but you know what? I'm gonna go with it. I did try some minis of the Beauty Blender sponge, and I was okay with the texture. If you've ever experienced an actual Beauty Blender brand sponge, I got like a mini of the pink one and also a mini of the green one. I might end up passing that on because yeah, just the mini size is just like, I realized with, I'm able to use my bigger sponges to do the same thing a mini does. So so I got to at least experience the texture, which I didn't mind too much. But now since I have the Pro ones, I'm excited to see kind of how that texture works. I've heard though online that the black Pro sponge is a little bit denser and firmer than the pink one. So I don't know, like, do I really care that much? Probably not, but I thought it was interesting to like experiment with like my different products with kind of a softer, spongier. Is that a word? I mean, it is a word, but like it's weird to compare sponges and say one's spongier than the other, but you know, more porous, I guess, is the accurate term. This is probably more porous than the other one too. So that is one sponge that I am rolling out of my collection. But let me finish up with the other things that I bring into my collection. I did use up all of my cleansing oils, and so I did go out and purchase the cleansing balm from Sephora. I think if you guys saw, I did purchase the Inky List one, but when I started looking into reviews, and one of my subscribers, thank you Alyssa, mentioned that she didn't really like the experience with hers, at least in the tube, so I was like, I might as well grab something else, so I just swapped it out for this. And thankfully didn't open it, because it's like whenever you open something, you try to return it, you know it's going to trash, and that's kind of sad. I am getting close to finishing up my loose powder that I usually mix in to make my little loose powder concoction. So since sometimes I am all about like value and and I just picked up a big ol' Ben Nye luxury powder. This isn't banana, so this is gonna take a long time to go through. I just tend to lean warmer throughout, just as my coloring. So I was like, I think banana will be fine. Then I can always pull it a little bit cooler with like a blush, like a cool tone blush or something like that. So this was on Poshmark, and I think I picked this up for, I bundled it with like a shirt and got it basically for $10. And so yeah, 85 grams, 3 ounces. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. So this is gonna take a long time to use up. And then let's see, this is not really okay, this is I think a good segue into some stuff. I'm also on a sunscreen kick. I just have the box here. I feel like I had the, maybe it's still back there in my bathroom, but I did end up picking up the Sephora mineral sunscreen. I really, actually this is a good segue too. I really enjoy pump, like sunscreens that come in a tube but have a pump. So and that's what the Sephora one is. And they had like a whole deep like a points thing, and I shouldn't have bought into it, but I did. I was gonna probably purchase it at some point anyways, but it's actually been really difficult to find like, I'm gonna call it like a sunscreen in a pump tube. Does that make sense? A pump tube. And I feel like all of the ones that come in that type of packaging are basically around the same price point. Like the Sephora brand sunscreen is literally at that price point. So I was like, I don't feel like I'm losing that much by going for the Sephora brand versus like trying one from the drugstore. One from the drugstore that I did use up and a while back, if you remember, was a CeraVe one. And as you can see, it looks really janky because I was like, I like this packaging so much, I'm going to try to reuse it. Is it crazy? Absolutely. Um, but yeah, there's this like video online that was like, just melt the top. And I was like, should I? But yeah, I'm crazy enough to try it. So I had this Neutrogena Sport sunscreen one that was like nearly done, probably like 2/3 done. So I put as much as I could in here and just like make sure to do my best to seal it off, because obviously this type of pump works off of, it's like a vacuum pump, so it needs to be sealed in order for it to work properly. So yeah, I made it work. Trying it out, I mean, it is one, risky, and two, it's definitely a lot of extra work, but I feel like if I did this whole like cut open, reseal things once or twice for each one of these tubes that I buy, I feel like it'd be worth it, and I can maybe make my money's worth, especially if I buy like a large tube of mineral sunscreen. Because I think that's kind of what I'm realizing now is I'm a lot more comfortable wearing a mineral sunscreen, even if like the efficacy and like the actual like protection I get is the same as a chemical one. For some reason, my brain just is much more comfortable with the mineral sunscreen. So probably a lot, there's not many mineral sunscreens that come in this like pump tube packaging. So I'm gonna do my best to figure something out. But yeah, right now, since it's so hot, since it's been summer, since I'm outside, I have been looking at getting more sunscreens, especially mineral ones, just because I don't have that many mineral sunscreens in my life right now. I did end up finishing up the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen, cut off and stuff like that. I ended up squeezing it into a little tub here and didn't end up using it up, but I ended up mixing the rest of my contour with it, as well as like to further lighten it up with a foundation. I really actually like the texture of the this is kind of like a silicone primer texture, if you guys know what it is. I don't like it as a primer, but I like it as a liquid bronzer, so I was like, I'll just throw it in there and see what happens, and it seems to be okay right now. This is one of the sponges I was talking about that I'm rolling out. As you can see, it's like pretty badly stained, especially with that liquid bronzer that's like pretty dark and stains pretty badly. So that's one of the reasons why I'm like, I'm so done with these, I'm just gonna roll them out. So I think I'll show you my I'll pretty much be decluttering all the other I think I have 2 more left of these, so I'll be decluttering those and starting rolling in my other sponges that I brought in now. So I already showed you this sponge earlier, so I'll go ahead and throw that out. So I talked about the cleansing oil already. I finished up, this is my last one of these ones. MAC doesn't even make these anymore. They have like a whole different version of it, and they were offering these as samples with their orders, and I think they ran out because I requested another one of these in my last MAC order, and it never came with it, so I'm feeling like they finally ran out. I did finish up a Key Soul Care moisturizer. That's kind of one of the reasons why I was like, I really actually enjoyed my experience with this moisturizer, which was pretty basic for me. But I think this is one of their standout products, and I personally didn't find it all that super special, so not really for me to shell out the extra money for it. I did enjoy my experience with this, and thus I am going to try out some other products from them. But I like the packaging of even the sample a lot, so I'll be keeping that one around. I did finish up a hair serum. This is the Purifying Hair Serum. I think it's on sale probably on their website again. But this is something for like just to cleanse the scalp basically, like purify the scalp. So I can't really tell if it did great or not just because I've been sweating more. My hair is long now and it's heavy, and I just feel like that just holds in any oils and stuff like that a lot more. So I just need to be better, I think, about like brushing it out and just making sure I'm using, cleansing often is the best for my hair, so just need to keep up with that. And then I just have a little sample of a lip balm that I tried from Sephora. I went through a few of these. I'm not going to show them all, but kind of something I've been doing on the side is just kind of going through a few And yeah, one of the ones I tried had like a lavender scent to it, and that was weird. I ended up just throwing that one out, but the other ones I tried were fine, and I didn't end up keeping around like the product labels, so I don't know which one's which, but um, I guess I'll just go around Sephora just kind of looking at different lip balms if I ever need one again, but I won't be needing one for a while. All right, and the last thing I got was one of these Sephora like bags, kind of gimmicky to be honest. They really market this as like, if you go on a flight, you can bring along this like cool like silicone bag thing. And so yeah, I just like I needed a few bucks to complete an order, so that's why. Probably not the best thing to be buying, but I have purchased one of these before and it kind of died on me kind of quick, so we'll see what happens. But yep, I have that in the collection now too. So those are all the ins and outs. Whew, let me move this box. I don't know if I'll really be using this box that often, but it was cool. I gotta use it a little bit. And yeah, I thought it was a nice touch. Anyways, other things that have been happening in my collection. I rotated in the Fenty Beauty Hydra Visor. And this is actually a mineral sunscreen, which at first I was like, this is great, but it has an interesting pink tint to it, which I wouldn't have expected from Fenty Skin, but also it has like a weird cherry medicinal experience that comes with it. It smells like that when I first put it on. It's really weird. So I'm just trying to blaze through this. Hopefully by the end of the month, this sample did come in with a full ounce. So that's pretty good for in terms of size, but I'm like, oh, I have to put out with an ounce of this. So I might end up demoting it to a body sunscreen at some point, and maybe swap that in with the Sephora one that I've been using, or pull out a different sample sunscreen to try out. But yeah, I'm like, I wouldn't buy a full size of this. I know that. Um, Anything else that's been cool in my collection? Um, Not a ton, to be honest. I feel like right now, in terms of like my lip collection, it's been kind of weird because I've been in a transition period. If you saw in my last video, I like decluttered a ton of stuff. Did I showcase that here? I think I did. Where I basically like frankened three different I frankened three different lipsticks together, so those are all out and done now. I might have ended up just like putting them into my little like franken makeup collection instead of actually showcasing you guys, but I had three MAC lipsticks that I was like kind of like frankened recently, and I just wasn't loving my experience with that, and I ended up just putting most of it into my lip palette, and then I also frankened a lipstick for a friend of mine. So yeah, that's like basically three lipsticks done. I kept two of the bullets. One of the bullets I'm giving to my friend. So yeah, she likes cats, and so I was since the lip tube that I usually make has a cat on it. I was like, that seems like a nice touch. She isn't really into makeup, but she knows I like makeup, so I thought it would be cool to make something for her. I doubt she'll use very much of it, and I don't really intend for her to be using it up. Maybe if I just end up being a display piece for her, which is totally fine with me. But a little bit more lipstick out of my collection, albeit not used by me. So that was kind of a fun experiment, very impulsive as I usually am. And then otherwise, I don't know. I think as you can see, I've been going through different phases of like things that I'm purchasing, like the sponges, like the sunscreen, and just kind of trying to be creative where I can, but I'm not really holding back in terms of like purchasing and trying new things. So I'm trying to do a little bit better in that sense right now. My beauty bank isn't doing that hot. It's not negative, but it's like not really getting better. The only other thing right now that I think my collection really might need is a waterproof mascara. I'm on my last tube of a waterproof mascara, and if I like get an eye infection, then that one's donezo's. I actually am rotating in any like mascara tubes that are still somewhat functional and actually as like eyebrow, kind of like just eyebrow gel type thing. My lashes are dark enough or my eyebrows are dark enough to handle it, which is nice. But yeah, between that, I also have the, basically I depotted the Estee Lauder little black primer, which I really enjoy, and using that with my mascara brush. So it just basically looks like an eyeliner pot. And this actually has been working out really well for me, and I could totally see myself that if I decant mascaras like this, that I could honestly use them for like a whole year. I mean, just use them with my mascara brush. I mean, that would be crazy. So so I'm kind of on the hunt for a new waterproof mascara, but I hate when I like find duds as well. And so I remember last time I like went through 3 or 4 waterproof mascaras before like settling on one, and I really don't want to go through something similar again because that was like a waste of time and money. Although now I have like other alternatives to what I can do with them, like, you know, put in like a little bit of Aqua Seal to maybe help it a little bit, or use it as a brow gel or something. But yeah, it still seems like I don't really want to go through that whole trouble. So I don't know. I think I'm just thinking through it a little bit, trying to like take my time with it for once versus like jumping into it. But that's kind of my thoughts on that. So thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next makeup date. See you later. Bye.